Hello guys, and welcome to another Serge Zimaleta. In today's video, I'm going to record what a paint job looks like. I think this is like 2.5 years old now. So many of my viewers they've been writing to me and they said, hey, can you record what it looks like now? So I'm going to point out all the imperfections of this Rust-Oleum paint job that I did, I guess 2.5 years ago. You guys know when I uploaded that one video. I'm going to tell you if I do recommend it or I don't recommend it, but you'll make your own decision. This is a very cheap paint job, and let me show you what it looks like. The very first thing I'm going to point out is the discoloration of the paint. It basically lost its luster probably within the 6 months. So, and then obviously from driving it on the highway, this has at least 200,000 miles on it since I've been basically driving, expediting and stuff. So this is a lot of, like rocks hitting it and stuff right here. So, it causes it to peel off. And just recently I tried to power wash it. And this is me just like blasting with power washing. You might be able to see some lines and going through there as well. Basically, it kind of like, peels the paint off and stuff. Also, now this grill was brand new that I actually installed. I bought this from eBay. It was brand new. It was primed. And I basically just went ahead and just, painted it silver, the same color. And look, it just rusted, So not a very high quality grill, I guess, but all together with this whole stuff, I think it was like 160 bucks. Also this piece was new. I actually installed that. I actually bought that straight from Mercedes, and obviously that rusted out pretty good as well. So let's look at the rest of the paint job. As far as rust coming back, I'm pretty sure because this is Rust-Oleum, you might want to know if rust coming back. There was a lot of rust here. You could still see, some stuff that's starting to come back, like right there. Let's see if we have anything else. And this van was like very, very super rusted. I don't know if you guys remember me doing a Bondo job on this door, but this door was rusted all the way till here. It was just really, really, really bad. It was all bent out of shape. I really didn't do a good job on it, for bondoing and stuff. But with what I had to deal with and just bondo, I didn't have a welder at the time. I did okay. And as you could see, look, it held up. This is all bondo. This is like all like fiberglass bondo with hair. As you could see, we got rust here and so much rust there and so much rust right there. We got rust coming back over here, and I treated it like with rust and stuff. I try to do my best to try to get rid of it. I wasn't really looking for aesthetically pleasing, type of paint job. Well, what I mean is like a showroom quality, but, nonetheless. So we got some rust coming here. That's like a new rust that appeared. We got rust here. And I live in South Carolina, but I've been taking it all over the place. Originally, this is a New York vehicle, and these rear doors, I actually used it for my parts Sprinter recently because it wasn't a car accident, and I pulled it out. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, and I really haven't had any time for it, I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to weld in a new piece like that. That's why I haven't really completed. That's like a little big project that's coming up, and I don't have all the pieces, all the tools and stuff. So I'm going to be replacing that metal, and then I'm going to fix all that stuff. I was pressure washing it, and I pressure washed some rust over here. I also got a sandblaster. I want to try, a little bit of that. I will be replacing both of these lights. They faded out pretty good, and this one got damaged during an accident. These are like the new style lights, but for some reason, the filament of these lights are just like not good. This is some kind of aftermarket lights that I bought. The very first that I bought was a perfect fit, so I'm going to actually install those. Those are installed on my million-mile Sprinter. So anyways, that side I pressure washed, but not this side. This side hasn't been pressure washed, and I wanted to kind of like make a video of me pressure washing, but then I'm like, there's really no need. And I wanted to kind of pressure wash it so you could see what it actually looks like. But this silver, it looks very dull. It didn't look like that when I initially painted it. Now this van does have quite a bit of miles on it. so I'm not really worried about that. I mean, this was like rusted pretty bad when I first got it. So from what it looks like now, it actually looks better than it did before. But I will be actually painting everything. Let's see some rust again. We got rust there. We got some damage here. I don't know where that came from. I've noticed there was like several damages, dings and dents like here. And I know I'm not the one that caused them. So possibly people been running into me in parking lots. It's just not a big deal. It is a work truck. So rust there, more there. This time I'm planning to do a proper type of job on it. I want to do a proper type of paint work. So, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway. So here's my thing, guys. Here's my answer. Would I recommend somebody buying some $50 Rust-Oleum, you know, 2 gallons and just, you know, man, I'm like saying stuff out of order. But anyways, guys, at Home Depot, there's Rust-Oleum paint, which is oil-based, and you would think it is protects from rust, but it really doesn't. It costs $25 a gallon, fairly cheap. You can get it in white, you can get it in black, you can get it in silver. There's some other colors that you could get it in. I think for painting like stuff like, you know, like maybe like home tractors or like lawnmowers or maybe some tools and stuff that's not going to be like exposed to the sunlight, you might be okay. But I've noticed this is the second time that I've painted this van using Rust-Oleum. First time was black Rust-Oleum. It was a flat black, but it was a nice flat black looking color, and it faded out. It was actually more like flat gray. That's what it ended up looking like, and I really didn't like that, so I painted it this silver, and I really don't like what it looks like, especially like in 6 months. Both times the paint faded out. It did not last. And I think it's because it's being sun damaged. I think that's like the main thing as far as the paint goes. But these sprinters rust, which brings me to the next point. Okay, this is going to be like one of those things, guys. If you're thinking about the upkeep of this thing, like, and making it look immaculate, I mean, you know, if your sprinter, okay, let me just say this, okay, because I'm thinking about a lot of different things. Okay, if you live up north, okay, then probably painting it like, you know, like with Rust-Oleum paint might be not such a bad idea, because you're going to have to do it like every single year. So you might get your money worth. But if you're, let's say, like somebody from a state where it doesn't, you know, have a lot of like ice and, you know, snow and salt on the roads and stuff, and your vehicle is not rusting like this, then perhaps, you know, do it right the first time, you know, paint it up, you know, like nice, get rid of all the rust as much as you can. Still, rust will come back. These things are phenomenal for getting rust. They're just like really bad for that. I'd say, you know, do it proper. But if you're on a budget, this is probably still worth it, because heck, $25, you know, for a gallon of paint, it's nothing. You'll need about 1.5 gallons, so you won't need a whole 2 gallons. But at least you will know that if you do need a full 2 gallons, for $50 you're covered, and that's pretty cheap. As far as fading goes, I think if you get some clear coat and you put some clear coat over top of it, even if it's like Rust-Oleum clear coat, I think it's actually going to look pretty decent. It might actually protect your paint. I don't know. I haven't tried it. But I know one thing is, I'm kind of like, you know, like iffy on this type of thing. If this was a work truck and I just, you know, take it for expedite and sure, Rust-Oleum all the way. Would probably not do silver again. I'll probably just do white. You know, because after all, white, if it looks faded, it looks faded, you know, so what? It just looks like a cargo van. So definitely I think white would probably be the best option, because it will not attract as much sunlight. It's reflective, and I think for the most part the silver is reflective, and it's actually really dirty, and even in the video it don't seem as dirty. Like, the video makes everything look much better. But what I want to do, guys, is this now. I want to actually paint this van looking like really nice and stuff. I don't want to make it like this ugly looking color anymore. I just want to clean it up really nice, get rid of all the rust, and do kind of like a semi-complete restoration, and give it a nice paint job this time, you know, using real paint. That's what I want to do, because, you know, I just want to look at, you know, like making this van look nice. I don't really do expediting much anymore, so, you know, I'm going to be driving around town and local, so I just want it to look good. And I'm going to compare this old T1Ns to, like, design, body style wise, you know, for the year, maybe when it was done. It's like those Mercedes G-Wagons. You know, they're like not comfortable vehicles and stuff, and they're, you know, like not like really good as far as spacing goes and stuff like that. But they're popular, and I think these T1Ns, they have sort of like that popularity. Of course, they're not that expensive. But I'm thinking, look, if you're thinking about, for instance, if let's say you got a G-Wagon and you got like a T1N, you can really make these things look nice to where you will not be embarrassed if this is parked next to your, let's say, like your G-Wagon, right? So I want this thing to look nice. I do want to keep it. You guys already know I have my million mile Sprinter as well. I'm keeping that one. It's the same year. This one's got like the double doors. But anyways, guys, I'm a huge T1N fan. When, you know, when it comes to that, I do have a 2012, which I will make kind of like a my RV type of van. But anyways, guys, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I give out a lot of information when it's Sprinter related. You know, I seem to figure out a lot of things that go wrong with these things, and I post it on my channel. But anyways, guys, sorry if this thing seems you know, too long or whatever, but this is my take on what I think about this paint job with Rust-Oleum. And you know, please put your input you know, at the bottom. What do you guys think? You know, maybe you guys had some successes with Rust-Oleum. You know, I definitely think it's cheap. It's a good alternative if you're going to be painting it like every single year, you know, because regular car paint, it's expensive. You know, I've painted you know, with PPG paint before, not this one, but my other one, $250 a quart, and I've used 3 quarts to paint it. I had to really stretch myself thin, but you can imagine that's $750 paint job, not including reducer and, you know, clear coat, nothing else. That was an expensive paint job. And then still, a couple years went by, I had some dings and dents. You know, people bump into me and stuff on the road. I had stuff fly off people's trucks and they damage it, and then your paint gets damaged. So then repainting it is a little bit more costly. At least I'll tell you this thing, guys, with Rust-Oleum. Let's say somebody runs into you, like in the back or anywhere, you could easily fix that little mistake, or if you got a little rust, you can just paint it, and you're not gonna really notice the difference. You could pretty much touch it up anytime you want it. And I will say this, I sprayed this Rust-Oleum. I did not roll it on, just so you guys know. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless you, and see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.
My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.